Before we even start the mortgage process, I'd encourage you to research everything first. I'm kidding. Well, not really. Okay. My name's Sabrina. Thank you for tuning on in. I have over 16 years of financial expertise, and I love to help homeowners filling in the gaps where it's needed. So today, I appreciate you joining in. Time is valuable. My time is super valuable, so I can imagine yours is as well. And thank you for tuning on in. So today, we'll be getting into the mortgage process. What happens after you apply? So, so I want to walk you through exactly what happens once you do decide to move forward. Okay. Before you apply, I always encourage homeowners, understand before you before you apply. And this is exactly why I make these videos. You need to do your research, you need to ask questions, and look at your goals. At the end of the day, look at your goals, short, long-term goals. It doesn't matter. Just take a look at those and evaluate the pros, the cons, all the good things. Okay. So step one, this is where everything begins. So application. This is where we gather information about your goals, your income. We gather information about assets, liabilities, and the property overall, or properties. Okay. It's pretty straightforward there. Step two, documentation. So this is the part where we ask, for those income documents per underwriting. You look at bank statements, pay stubs, W-2s. It could be 1099 income. I've seen it all. Homeowner's insurance declaration page, a mortgage statement, and basically anything else that's needed per the application. Everyone is different. We all have different incomes. We all own different types of assets, and we all have different liabilities. So having information and gathering this information is very normal. Okay. And also, it doesn't set anything in stone just yet. Step three, underwriting. So once you do your initial documents, giving your documents over, signing the initial documents that are required, underwriting happens. Okay. Underwriters review things thoroughly. So this is behind the scenes. So this is another party that's going to review. Typically, it is the lender's underwriter that is going to review everything thoroughly. Look at those documents up and down, look at review information. Just they do a lot back behind the scenes. And the tell you a little secret. The quicker you are with your documents, the smoother everything is going to go. Okay, the longer you hold off, it just puts a hold on things and it can hold up closing even. So being on top of these documents is the best. Okay, I always loved when I had clients send me documents right away because that shows that they are very involved and they are very ready to move forward. And yeah, it's just a great expectation. Underwriters appreciate it, and it just helps the process go smoother. Okay. So this is where many people get nervous too. I will say that the underwriter reviews the file and they're just simply making sure everything fits those lender guidelines. What happens after this? Conditional approval, or in the loan world, we say CA. So this doesn't mean you're declined. Yay. It often means we just need a few more things. It's conditionally approved. So, I always say like probably 85 to 90% of everything is moving forward in your favor. However, there are more pieces to the puzzle. So, you've got your appraisal and title work. Okay. So, seeing this is a good sign. All right, so what comes next? Appraisal and title. Some loans don't require an appraisal, some do. It just depends on your circumstances. Always, first and foremost, talk to your broker or your lender. They're going to be able to explain what's what we need. And yeah, if there's an appraisal, sometimes there are out-of-pocket initial costs for that appraisal. And the title work is pretty straightforward. So, title work is where the review comes from the title. You look and see like the deed, everything, all that good stuff. Okay. So closing disclosure. So yeah, appraisal determines the home value and what we're able to work with as well. Wanted to mention that. And then the title researches the ownership and prepares everything for the closing. Closing disclosure. So this is a good sign too. It means your loan is ready to close. So this is where you'll review the final terms, cost before your closing. And so this is a great time to ask questions if something doesn't look right. I can tell you how many times that I've had clients question things after they sign the closing disclosure, and that does put a pause on things because you have to review, redo it, whatever needs to be redone, or if there's anything that needs to be redone. um, Going back and doing that and sending a new closing disclosure, which can take time because these documents have to be reviewed on a timely basis to move forward. So always ask questions throughout the process. That's my that's my recommendation and my advice. Okay, then finally, closing day, notary time. So I always call this notary time. This is where everything is official, okay? You're gonna bring your ID or show your ID. And also, too, if you have multiple people on the title, they may have to come in with their IDs too. That is completely normal. If you have somebody else on the title and you're the only one doing the mortgage, I mean, you're not going to leave that person alone. They're on the home, they're on the title. They have to approve of this, okay? That only makes sense. Okay, so this is notary time. And this is where everything gets finalized. Okay. And then funding. So this is like more of the behind the scenes after you're closed, after the initial periods are over, you do get funded. So this can take, um, yeah, this can take some time. I always say, it depends on the lender, how quickly they work and all that good stuff, how on top of it they are. So funding completed after everything is signed, the loan funds and the refinance or purchase process is complete. Right. So, knowledge creates options. I appreciate you being here today. I hope I was able to teach you something new when it comes to the process because it can be very confusing and sometimes you just don't know what's going on. And always call your lender or your broker. They should be available for you. Communication is huge with me. I'm a very high level communicator. So if something is going on, I love to be involved. I love to ask questions and get in front of anything that could come up. Okay. But research, do your due diligence, of course, yourself. And you can always ask your lender or your broker, like, where are we at in the process? Okay. I've had clients that are in process that I've talked to, and maybe what I have to offer might be better. So they do hold off on the process with their current and come to me. Now, you always want to talk about that because there can be different things, varying needs, and sometimes appraisals can be transferred. So it just depends on how far you are in the process. But just know that your notary closing day, that's when everything's official. Okay. And even then, sometimes there are certain things that you can back out of. And I have seen it very rarely in my career, but there are certain things. So. Anyways, just ask questions because it's a case by case basis. So definitely don't want to steer you in any type of direction here. Now, the payment estimator that I have a bunch of tools out there that are super helpful. So I'll go over them here. And payment estimator basically shows you, you can plug in the amounts, but shows you what a payment would look like on a potential new home, or if you're thinking about becoming a home buyer or homeowner. Okay. With all the good things, gas, electric, water, garbage, all those things you really don't think about. So it gives you a really good holistic view. And then I have my Calm Equity Guide that comes with a calculator that you can go into, have access to figure out where your equity is. Okay, and then also my YouTube, per usual, is always binge worthy. Go on there, see what may suit you. And if it doesn't suit you, it may help maybe a friend or a family member or somebody you know. And feel free to share that as well. I love to help homeowners. I love to help people in general become more knowledgeable when it comes to mortgage and these really complicated topics that you just need more time about. So, I hope this is super helpful for you. I appreciate you giving me some of your time today, and I hope to see you on the next one here. Bye.